Hola mis amigos, bienvenidos a Wait, no. Is this Spanish? Is this Spanish? No, this isn't Spanish. I'm sorry, guys. Hi everybody, and welcome to my makeup tutorial. Wait. This isn't the right class, is this? No, this is all wrong. Okay, I got it now. All right, I think I got it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another online learning lesson for 4th grade math today. Woo! All right, so for today, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to warm up with some mental math, and we're also going to gather our supplies a little early today, just so we can get everyone settled in. Supplies for today are going to be your home connections book, your student book, and your notebook. Okay? So when I say banana, I want you to go grab your supplies, and then we'll get started with some mental math. Oh, did I tell you that Brandon made some, he baked something today? What was it? It was banana bread. Go. Nice job. All right, so before we start mental math, I have a little joke. Why, and if you know it, go and shout out the answer. It's okay. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Oh, I cracked myself up. All right, so speaking of 7, we're actually going to start with our mental math right now. And we're actually going to start with the number 7. So you should have the number 7 already in your head. Excellent. Now, I want you to multiply the number 7 by 6. So what is 7 times 6? Okay. Good. You should have a 2-digit number in your head. What I want you to do is take those 2 digits and then add the digits together. Okay? So again, you had 7, multiplied it by 6. Now you have a 2-digit number as your answer, and I want you to take each one of those digits and then add those digits together. Okay? Now, I want you to add 3 to that number. Good. All right, so pause here if you're not ready to move on. Make sure that you are pausing and rewinding throughout the mental math if you need to. All right, for those of you who are ready, here comes the answer. The answer to today's daily math is 9. Good job. All right, so this week we're going to continue with our mini unit on measurement. Last week you guys read the book Hottest, Coldest, Highest, Deepest by Steve Jenkins, and you answered a couple questions about benchmarks. Now, benchmarks were things like, the highest waterfalls, the highest mountain, the deepest ocean, or the deepest part of the ocean. And so we noticed that a lot of these benchmarks, like the highest, the coldest, the snowiest, was measured in things like inches, miles per hour, feet, centimeters, things like that. Today's lesson, we're going to focus on length, and we're going to be talking about meters, kilometers, and miles. So to prepare us, I have emailed you guys a flyer for a distance challenge race. If you do not have that, go ahead and pause the video while you look for it. There are 2 places where you can look. It was emailed to you, but it's also in the 4th grade math assignments folder, so you can also find it there. Okay? I'll give you guys some time to go search for that. All right, go. You guys have found the flyer. It looks a little something like this. It says Run Far Distance Challenge. There's 7 races, 7 race series included, and it gives us information that there are about a couple of races. Now, as you watch this video, I want you to take a look at the flyer as well for this race. What are some things that you notice? What do you notice about either the dates or times, or as we're talking about distance today, what do you notice about some of those distances? Okay, just say it out loud right now. What do you notice? Good. Some of you guys are noticing that the distance of the races is mixed. There are some kilometers, there are some miles, there are some marathons, and there's some half marathons, right? And they're all on different dates, okay? And we notice that there's also a course for men and women. There's records on the 10K for men and women, okay? We know that that's 7 races, okay? Good, nice job, good observation, buddy. So, in thinking about these distances today, we're gonna go ahead and open up our notebook. Let's go ahead and find a clean page. And at the top of the page, I want you to write distance challenge, okay? Distance challenge. Let's see if we can get larger letters up on the screen. Distance challenge. Come on, movie magic, don't fail me now. Great. So, this week we really are going to be revisiting a lot of the information we learned about earlier this year. I know there's an anchor chart in our classroom. I kind of missed our classroom. Our classroom that had distances and conversions between things like meters and kilometers. So to refresh our memories, we're going to start off by doing a ratio table. If you remember, a ratio table almost looks like a T-chart, right? Where we built a line going across and a line going down. Cool? So once you've written at the top of your page, distance challenge, I want you to create a little T-chart for our ratio table, okay? And so let's go ahead and revisit, okay? If you need some time, you're more than welcome to pause the video here, okay? So let's go ahead and revisit. Who remembers what the conversion was from kilometers and meters? Since we're looking at our flyer and we know that there's a couple of races like a 5K, who remembers what the conversion was between meters and kilometers? Anybody? Shout it out. Awesome. So, yes. So, 1 kilometer, we found out that in kilometers, we can abbreviate that with km. Hopefully you can remember this. That for every 1 kilometer, this was equal, in meters, was equal to 1,000 meters. Okay? So let's go ahead and start off our T-chart this way. All right? Now, this year I was a Girls on the Run coach. I know a couple of 4th grade girls were in Girls on the Run. Woo! Girls on the Run! All right? And if you recall, last semester we ran a 5K race, and that was 5 kilometers. So, on your ratio table, I want you to figure out of the for the Girls on the Run race, if the Girls on the Run ran 5 kilometers or a 5K, how many meters was that? I want you to go ahead and punch that number into your ratio table in your notebook. Okay? The Girls on the Run ran a 5K or 5 kilometers, and 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. How many meters did the Girls on the Run run? Okay? Good. If you said 5,000, you are correct. Okay? Remember with our ratio tables that we want to use the information that we have, okay? And then just build on it. So for example, if we saw that from here to here, we went from 1 to 5. And we said, well, to get from 1 to 5, we could multiply this by 5. We'd have to do the same thing on this side, okay? So for every 1 kilometer, we had 1,000 meters. So that means that for 5 kilometers, if we multiplied 1,000 times 5, we would get 5,000 meters. Now, if we're looking at our flyer, our distance challenge flyer, we also know that there's a 10K race and an 18K race. So, on your ratio tables, what I want you to do is below this 5K, I want you to figure out how many meters the runners are running for the 10K and the 18K. Okay? So how many meters is that? If the runners are racing a 10K and an 18K, I want you to find out how many meters that is. Go ahead and pause the video here. Go ahead and punch in your answers there. Good luck. So now that you have, hopefully, figured out how many meters were in the 10K and the 18K, I'm going to go and show you what I got and see and compare it to what you wrote in your notebook. Okay? So with ratio tables, don't forget that whatever happens on one side here, we have to do to the other side as well. Okay? We have to make sure that this ratio table is balanced out. All right? So over here, we went from 1 to 10. Okay? We could have said, well, from here to here, we multiplied by 10. So from here to get our total number of meters, we multiplied by 10. Okay? You do the same thing for the 18K, and that would give you 18,000 meters. Okay? So on the race flyer, there's also two other races, a half marathon and a marathon. Marathons are measured in miles. A half marathon is equal to 13.1 miles, and a full marathon is equal to 26.2 miles. And so today we won't be converting those, but for your last challenge for today on your ratio table, there's one other race on that flyer, okay? And that is a 30K, all right? Finally, I want you to insert that last race into your ratio table. And I want you to tell me how many meters were in that 30K. I want you to put your answers to that in the comments below. I want to see what you got. And I want to make sure that I interact with you, give you a thumbs up or a little heart, or help you figure out, if you didn't get it right, help you figure out what went wrong, okay? So please make sure that on your ratio table, you go ahead and include that 30K race and fill out on your notebook how many meters that is, and then let me know in the comments below what you got, all right? Nice job, everyone. All right, so let's go take a look at our assignments for today. For today, you are doing your student book. We're doing pages 148 and 150. I did not say page 149. We're going to skip page 149, okay? So you're doing page 148, which is right here, and it shows you a little image of the flyer that we used today, okay? And page 150, sorry, which is running longer distances, okay? So 148 and 150. Also, in your Home Connections book, we are going to do page 81 and 82 in our Home Connections book, okay? 81 and 82. All right, so remember that with the Home Connections work, when you are done, go ahead and check your answers with your parents, and then I need you to send me that 3-question reflection, okay? And if you need help with that, I can resend you those questions, okay? But please make sure that you are emailing me just your reflections. I don't need an image or a picture or anything of your work. I just want you to tell me how you did and how we can do better next time, okay? You guys, that's all I have for you today. Nice job today. A little bit of a refresher, right? Pretty easy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end the video and let's get to work. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.